designed the Stars and Bars, the flag of the Confederate States of America. And he also designed the gray uniforms of the Confederate Army. Nicola Marschall, the artist of the Confederacy. Hey everybody, this is Colonel Carson with Family Tree Nuts, and I'm in Cave Hill Cemetery in Louisville, Kentucky. And I'm at the grave of Nicola Marschall, quite an interesting individual. Nicola was born in 1829 in modern-day Germany. He immigrated to Mobile, Alabama in 1849 to live with relatives and study art. By 1851, he was faculty at Marian Female Seminary in Alabama. He taught art, music, and languages. He went back to Germany, then France, then Italy, before returning to Alabama in 1859. In February of 1861, he was approached by a family member of the Alabama governor to design a flag for the infant Confederate States of America. By March of 1861, a design was selected and flew over the Alabama state capitol, a month before the Civil War began. Both the flag and the gray uniforms were modeled after the Austrian Army. I wonder how many of you knew that. In April 1862, he enlisted as a private in the Confederate Army, but by January 1864, he was a lieutenant in the 2nd Alabama Regiment of Engineers. He drew plans for bridges and forts. After the war, he married, but he could not find stable work as an artist in the post-war economy in the South. He traveled all over the South looking for work, and by 1873, he ended up in Louisville. He was an amazing painter, and he painted portraits of Napoleon, Otto von Bismarck, the President of the Confederacy, Jefferson Davis, and the President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. He also painted portraits of Nathaniel Bedford Forrest and many, many others. He died in 1917 at 87 years old. In 1931, a marble tablet was dedicated in the rotunda of the state capitol in Montgomery, Alabama. It commemorated the raising of the first Confederate flag. And it states, "From the dome of this building, the first capitol floated the first flag of the Confederacy known as the Stars and Bars, designed by Nicola Marschall of Marion, Alabama, at the suggestion of Napoleon Lockett of this place, adopted by the Confederate Congress March 4, 1861, and raised that day by Miss Letitia Tyler, granddaughter of U.S. President John Tyler." The event had a parade of cadets from the Marion Military Institute. A band played Dixie, and the event was attended by Nicola Marschall's 2 daughters and descendants of Mrs. Summer Lee, whose silk dress furnished the materials for the first Stars and Bars. So, here we are at the graveside of Nicola Marschall, a fellow that most people have probably never heard of. We've all seen the Stars and Bars and the gray uniforms of the Confederacy, but most people have no idea who came up with the concept. Nicola Marschall, the artist of the Confederate States of America. And remember, Family Tree Nuts, let our nuts find the nuts in your family tree.